go. So just yeah. Well, yes, this is our federal resume, and we'll have the experts share all their knowledge with us. And if you have some questions, we can, if they stick around, we can ask those. But we'll let them go ahead and get started.
Okay, if you're ready for me to start, I'll kick it into gear. Okay, welcome to an introduction to USA jobs and understanding the federal hiring process. Our agenda today, first we'll take a look at Department of the Interior, who we are, what we do, and then we'll look at the USA Jobs landing page. There's some key things there we want to look at. And then we'll take a deep dive into the application process. And lastly, we'll talk about what happens behind the scenes after you apply. Okay, so during the presentation, if we use any unfamiliar terms or if you have any questions, you can either type them into the chat, I hope, or take notes and we'll address all of your questions at the end of the presentation. All right. Okay, so Department of the Interior works with various federal, state, tribal, and community-based partnerships. It's nicknamed the Department of Everything because of our diverse mission. We deal with environmental issues like water, energy, natural resources, land management, historic preservation, tribal relations, law enforcement, teaching, and so much more. So the mission of the Department of the Interior, we protect and manage the nation's natural and cultural resources. It provides scientific information about those resources and it honors its trusted responsibilities to American Indians, Alaskan Natives, and affiliated island communities. Who we are. So the mission of the Department of the Interior focus on three areas: protecting and managing our natural and cultural resources, providing scientific information about those resources, and honoring those trust and responsibilities. It's comprised of 11 bureaus, and department engages over 700 or 70,000 employees, and actually right now it's more like 60,000 employees. We have more than 280,000 volunteers across 2,400 operating locations to carry out Interior's mission. And you can be a part of this important work. STEM positions. We have biologists, wildlife, plant, forestry, hydrologists, engineers, chemical, petroleum, environmental, as well as civil, mechanical, and electrical engineers, landscape architects, geologists, park rangers, firefighters, and our mission support uh, positions are positions like teachers, law enforcement, HR specialists, IT specialists, government affairs, program analysts, communication specialists, research psychologists, and more. You can join an innovative and inspiring team to help modernize Department of the Interior for the next 100 years. So we're looking for people who are engaged and want to help their community, and they're motivated problem solvers. Okay, hopefully this works. Is the sound coming through?
No.
Oh, not sure how to fix that as far as the audio is concerned. Let's see.
Jennifer, we're not hearing the sound still. No, we're not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I was trying to link the audio with the video. Let me just share the URL for the video so you can watch this video about all these really great people that work for us. Um, let me see, where is my chat room? There's a chat somewhere.
Can you see the chat, Jennifer, at all?
No, I can't. Is it
We
on?
could hear the video, just so you know, when
Oh, you
you're
could.
able. Because I was going to ask if you could start it from the top, but whatever you did, we could hear the sound.
Okay, I changed the audio option so it went off of my headset into the sound bar, supposedly.
And I just want to mention too that you're having other people join because the time was at 1 o'clock to start. So it's great to see the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they started. Yeah, okay, good. So there is more people joining. That's good. Because there's more to come.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, so let me change it back to the sound bar so you can hear the video, and then I'll change it back to my Jabra afterward for the rest of the presentation. Okay.
Oh, for whatever reason, I'm not. It's probably still playing in your headset, maybe.
Is that better?
You had it at one point, but I think I don't know if it's playing in your headset. If you can hear it, but we can't.
We can't hear you.
She's working on a sound as we. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know if I can help.
Can you play the video for us? Share the link to the video.
Yeah. I think um I think so. I don't know if her share settings are correct. So I put in the chat what the share settings would be for her to be able to play the audio.
There you go, Forrest. I gave you access, so um, share.
Maybe she.
Team settings.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, and I can hear you. And if I can find the chat, I can give you the URL for the.
If you can't find the chat, you can put it in my chat in Teams if you have that open, and I
There
can
we
share
go.
it here. Okay, great.
There you are. Okay, so there's the link to the video all about our people at Department of the Interior.
Boris, can you play that for us? If you're still having issues. I think it's a great video for everyone to see.
Is the link in the chat?
I don't see the link in the chat, Jennifer, just so you know. I don't see it. Let me,
I can also make you a co-host, Ernestine.
okay.
There's you. Yes, I sent it. It's in your team's chat, just between.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Thank
You
you.
have it? Okay, thank you.
Hold on. Sure.
And then when you hit share, make sure that you click on the audio settings.
Oh,
Yeah, and there I had a list of like 6 items, so I'm like, which one? Which one's working? And I can't tell.
oh, let's see.
Okay.
Can you see the screen or am I sharing?
No.
If not, I'm gonna pass this on to you if that's okay. Sorry. I'm not sure why I'm not able to see you.
Yeah.
As far as if you, oop,
Okay. Yeah.
you see it?
Yes.
Thank you.
We are passionate.
We did hear the sound, so that's
Oh, you
good.
did.
Just have to share the screen.
Yeah.
We are passionate,
dedicated.
and resilient.
We protect America's past, present.
You guys hearing the sound?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so just let me know when you're ready for that.
Ready?
Okay.
We are passionate,
Dedicated.
and resilient.
We protect America's past, present, and future. We are the Department of the Interior.
Being a part of a community, part of HAMES, I felt like I needed to give to my community. And I love what I do.
By being in service to Yosemite, I'm in service to the United States, but I'm also, because of the World Heritage Site, I'm in service to the world. And I think by giving, you receive far more in return.
I actually went to school online working on my master's. So I worked full time and went to school full time. A manager at the time was like, I see a drive in you, and it's whatever you want to do.
I hired in out of college and I took a chance, took the job, and I'm still here 20 years later. So it's worth the risk. Don't let any opportunity pass you by.
I wake up wondering, like, what is my first email going to be? And what am I going to have to figure out in order to solve that problem? There's always going to be a problem that shows up. And that's exciting to me. I love problem solving.
My work challenges me all of the time. I am learning new skills. Right now, I'm doing computer modeling, which is something I never thought I would have ventured into, but it is so much fun.
People understand that our jobs are tough. We have a lot to do and we work hard when we do it. So there's an appreciation of time to recharge and relax, and we've got a great spot to do it.
What's the best part of your job?
All of it. I honestly love working for this park and for the Park Service so much. Like, I seriously can't think of like anything else that I want to do.
I really love my work and I love my job. To me, that's a big factor if you have to wake up every single day and enjoy the job that you have to go and do. And I really like the work.
I think everybody in the HR office would agree that one of the most fun things is offering jobs to people because they get so excited.
That's what gets me out of bed every day. It's really thinking about who will make a difference, who can contribute to the work that I'm doing, and how do we work or build something together and move it forward.
I never thought that working for the government would be such an adventure, would be so enjoyable that I would almost do it for free.
Thank you for sharing the video.
The number one AI on.
Sorry, that auto place.
Okay. So I'll share my screen to go back to the presentation. For those of you that joined us at the top of the hour, thank you for tolerating all the technical challenges that we've been dealing with. That video was very inspiring to hear their words. But what you may or may not have been able to hear was the inspirational music in the background. So there was music, but we could definitely hear the dialogue, or at least I could. Continuing on with our presentation on getting familiar with USA Jobs and understanding the federal hiring process is the USA Jobs landing page, or the homepage. And this is where we all start when we're thinking about working for the federal government. And this QR code will take you directly to the page if you'd like to follow along on your mobile device. So the first item is the section that says, learn more about the federal hiring process. Okay, so on USA Jobs, you can click to expand that section to reveal this process. And it's all here with a brief explanation of each step. Okay, and then the next section is what jobs you can apply for. Okay, so you can click to learn all about the hiring paths. And it's important to know which hiring paths apply to you so that you can apply to them. So you want to take a look at all of the hiring paths that are available, and you may be eligible for multiple hiring paths. So be sure to add these when you create your profile, okay? And lastly, at the bottom of the page, you'll see the events that are hosted by various federal agencies, just like ours. And many of them are virtual and free, so no socks and shoes required. And it's a great way to learn about these agencies and the different types of opportunities that they have available. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the federal hiring process. And the first step is creating a profile. You'll need to create a secure password protected account through the login.gov system. After you complete your basic contact information, you'll be able to add your hiring paths so that when you log in, you'll be directed to positions that you're eligible to apply to. And then you want to add your work experience in the profile section of USA Jobs. And this will become your resume. This is the easiest way to create a well-formatted federal resume. Of course, you can upload a resume, but it's recommended to use the USA Jobs format. So why not make things easy for yourself and let the system work for you? So using this format allows the reviewer or the HR team to easily qualify you for a position. They're looking for things in certain places on your resume, and this puts them in the right format, okay? And you're not going to miss anything. And here's a tip. Be sure to include all of your volunteer work. It adds valid work experience and it shows character. Okay, so the position that you're dreaming of may not be open today, but you'll want to know when it is, and you'll want to be prepared. So sign into your profile and be realistic about your filters. Go through each one and be as specific as possible. And as you do this, you'll see that the results narrow to positions that are specific to your preferred location, interests, and your experience. Save the search and set up notifications so that future positions will send notifications, as soon as they're available. All right. Okay, step 3 of the process is the most important step that we'll go over today. All right, so there are 3 questions that you'll need to ask yourself when reviewing any federal job announcement. Successfully answering these questions will help you apply with confidence and potentially lead to an offer. The first question is, can I apply? This answers the question of eligibility, which is an HR term. Every job announcement will tell you who this job is open to. Take a look at all of the hiring path icons and know which ones apply to you. Are you a citizen? Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you a veteran or a military spouse? Are you a current or former federal employee? And for this audience, are you a student, a current student, or a recent graduate? Recent graduates, 2 years after you graduate, that time period, you're considered a recent graduate. If you're a veteran, it's a little different. You have a longer time frame, okay? So when you see the position is posted as internal to an agency, that's the one with the little bullseye, then you have to be an employee of that agency in order to be eligible to apply. So, and if you see duplicate announcements for the same position, that means that the agency is posting both externally and internally. If you're eligible to apply on both announcements, then you can apply on both. If I'm a U.S. citizen and a veteran, I'd be eligible to apply on both of these announcements. My veteran preference will be represented differently on each type of announcement, and I'm applying according to my eligibility. Question 2, do I want to apply? So the overview section of the announcement will provide information about the salary and the pay scale. And understand that the federal pay setting systems, it's not very flexible. So if you've never worked for the federal government, you'll likely be offered the lower pay. And if you're not interested in accepting that lower pay offering, then perhaps you're not really interested in applying to this position. Another point of interest is the pay scale. So if you're looking at these examples provided, these are both entry-level postings at the GS5 level. In the first listing, there's no promotion potential, but the second listing shows that this position may start at the GS5 level, but it could grow all the way to the GS11 level, which is a mid-career position. So this is a career ladder position and it has the growth built right in. So when applying to a position with multiple grade levels, select the lowest grade that you're willing to accept when applying. And if you don't qualify at the higher level, you can still be considered at the lower grade if you're selected in your application. Failure to indicate acceptable grade levels may limit your eligibility and could result in not being considered for the position. The duties section will tell you about the specifics of the position. It's important to read through this section to see if you're willing to perform them. So in this example that we've provided, the duties of this position require interacting with the public. If you're not an outgoing person who would enjoy interacting with strangers, then perhaps you would not be interested in applying to this position. And remember that even if you're applying to the same job title, the duties may be different at different agencies or at different locations. The third question is, am I qualified? If you don't learn anything else today, hear this. Read all requirements. Repeat after me. Read all requirements. I should see everybody with the video on with their mouths moving. Read all requirements, okay? So while the duty section of the announcement is about the job, the requirements section is about the candidate, the ideal candidate, and hopefully that's you. The conditions of employment are usually pretty standard, but there may be something specific that pertain to the position that you're applying to, and they'll be listed here. And if you can't meet the conditions of employment, then you will not qualify. Education. Some positions have a basic education requirement, such as a degree in a specific field. So if you don't meet the basic education requirement, then you will not qualify. Likewise, if you fail to submit your transcripts to verify the education requirements, you will not qualify. Then there's the qualification section, which will tell you about the specialized experience that the hiring manager is looking for. Most announcements will include a statement that says something to the effect of the examples I have provided. So the first one says, in order to be rated as qualified for this position, the HR office must be able to determine that you meet the education and/or specialized experience requirements. And this information must be clearly supported where? In the resume. So your resume has to demonstrate all the qualifications. And then the second example, it says that HR may not make any assumptions. Even if you know them, it still has to be explicit in your resume that you have those qualifications. For example, let's say a hiring manager is looking for a warehouse manager, okay? And the specialized experience that he's looking for is someone who is capable of driving a forklift. Your resume may say that you worked in a warehouse, or you were even a warehouse manager, but it doesn't clearly state your experience driving a forklift. Well, you may not qualify. So we talked about being eligible, and now we've talked about being qualified. To get hired, you have to be both eligible and qualified for a position. And your resume needs to clearly demonstrate your qualifications. So the lesson here is to read all the requirements and make sure that your resume clearly describes the qualifying experience. Okay. On to step 4. So let's make sure that you're prepared to apply. Way back in step 1, we created a profile and we added our work experience. Use the profile work experience section as your primary repository for all of your work experience and be as detailed as possible. Now you can go into the resume and documents and follow the prompts to build a resume. You'll see that the resume builder pulls the information from the profile to generate your federal resume. So you don't have to start from scratch. And now that you know what to look for in an announcement, you can compare your resume to the qualifications listed on the announcement. Evaluate your experience against the experience required for the position. And I know you've heard people say that you need to tailor your resume to the position that you're applying to. And this is what we mean. So if you need to add more information or if you need to make edits to your resume, go back to the profile, make your changes there, and follow the prompts to generate a fresh resume, okay? And do this again and again until it is tailored to the position that you're trying to apply to. So you can delete the other resumes so you don't get confused with multiple copies. And don't worry about deleting those copies because your complete history and work experience is still listed in the profile work experience for future applications. So the system will let you know if the resume exceeds the 2-page limit. Once your resume is tailored, then you can edit out unnecessary elements to meet the 2-page requirement. And don't forget to make your resume searchable so that recruiters like me can find you. And only one resume can be searchable at a time, so make sure it's a good one. And your resume will be active for up to 12 months. Be sure to keep it updated and accurate. Okay, now you're ready to apply. Read through the How to Apply section, and if you have any additional questions about the position, you can call or write the agency. There are people connected to each one of these announcements, and we're here to help. So be sure to monitor the closing dates and give yourself plenty of time to commit to the process. Assessments can be time-consuming, and they might require dedicated attention in order to be highly rated. Okay, so I missed a step. I went back a slide, sorry. So the final step of the application process happens at the agency. After all the application packages have been received, resumes and supporting documents will be reviewed to ensure that the applicant meets all the basic qualification requirements. Each applicant who meets the basic qualifications will be further evaluated on the information provided in the resume, the application questionnaire, and other assessment criteria. Best qualified applicants will be referred to the selecting official. And after making a tentative job offer, a suitability and security background investigation will be conducted. A final job offer is made when the selectee has the security clearance to start work. And applicants should monitor their status in USA Jobs and be responsive to those inquiries. So this process takes time, and this diagram gives a little bit of an overview of how much time it could take, but there are many factors that could contribute to either a quicker or a slower process. After the announcement closes, the HR office could take up to 4 weeks to manually evaluate all of the applicants before sending the list of best qualified candidates to the selecting official for review and possible interviews. Your goal is to be on the referral list. If you're getting notifications that you've been referred to the hiring officials, then you know that you're doing everything right. Then it's up to the manager to decide who they'll interview and select. So be prepared, be patient, be persistent. It'll pay off. Okay, so let's review what we discussed. We talked about Department of the Interior a little bit. We heard some interviews of some outstanding employees that work across Interior. We've looked at the USA Jobs landing page, and we've gone step by step through the application process. And we looked at what happens to our application after we submit it. Now it's time for a short quiz. What are the 3 questions I need to ask about a job announcement?
Can anybody answer it?
I'm not sure if you can take yourself off mute. What's that first question I need to look at?
Can I apply?
Can I apply? Very good. What's the second question?
Do I want to apply?
Absolutely. Do I really want to take this job? Okay, and the third and most important question.
Am I qualified?
Very good. Can I apply? Am I eligible to apply for that position? Or are they only hiring people within that agency? Or do I need to have a special hiring authority? Do I want to apply? Is this a position that's going to require me to take a bath in green slime every day? I don't know. I want to find out first before I apply. Okay, and am I qualified? Do I have the experience, and does my resume demonstrate that experience clearly so that I can be selected? Okay, which part of the requirement section am I going to read?
All of it. All of it.
Thank you. First time go. Read all requirements. Read all requirements. Thank you so much. That is probably the most important lesson that you learned today. And if you'd like to connect with us or receive information about upcoming opportunities, please follow us. And there's a QR code that will connect you with some of our outreach teams. If you have any questions at this time, I'm available and at your mercy. Have a good day. Moderators.
Thank
Jennifer,
you.
Jennifer, could you share if you mentioned that they can have their own resume outside of the USA Jobs portal? Um, I'm just trying to, I just want to know like what information should be included, like in that your own, the resume. I guess it would be better for them to look at the information in USA Jobs. If you could talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. The examples that I gave in the presentation about your resume, if you'd like to upload a resume versus building one through the USA Jobs resume builder, you can do that. As an HR reviewer myself, I would beg you to upload a PDF version instead of a Word document, if you could possibly. But also, I want to make sure that your resume is using the right format. It's recommended that you use the USA Jobs format for a couple of reasons. Number one, the USA Jobs format is in a certain order. And when you're a reviewer looking at 100 applications, you want to be able to find the information in the same place every time you go to a new. So if I have to look for your education and it's not in the same place that it would be on a USA Jobs format, and I have to go looking for it, you're delaying your application process by delaying my process of reviewing it. The other thing is that the USA Jobs format has all of the fields that you need to complete in order to have all of the information necessary. There are some HR specialists, when they review an announcement, sometimes in the announcement, it'll say, you have to have the month and year, or you have to also explicitly say how many hours a week that you worked. And if you're missing that information, they will disqualify you based on that, based on the format of your resume. So don't give them any excuse to disqualify you by using the right format and having all of the information necessary. So if you want to go ahead and use your own format and upload a resume, you can, but you're saving yourself a lot of time and energy just by using the USA Jobs format. And
if you want to get a job, don't upload your own version. That's the clear message.
Not necessarily. I've seen some very good private sector resumes that have all the information on there, but you just have to. If you want to take the easy route, the easy button is to use the USA Jobs builder.
I have a question.
Oh,
sorry. You can go first.
No, Sam Marcus has his hand up. Sorry.
He can go first.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I have another question about resumes. I did this internship back in the summer of 2024. And at that time, I think he also recommended using the resume builder, but the idea was to add like every detail you can. And he was recommending I think it was 11 or 12 page resumes. But now I'm hearing I'm about to apply for another permanent position, and they're saying maximum 2 pages. So it's like a very drastic change from 2 years ago. And so
Yes.
what would you recommend? Like what should we err on, I guess, on the side of length or just specifics on what we're putting on there?
The new administration incorporated this new rule of a 2-page maximum resume. Before this administration took office, yes, having a longer resume was perfectly acceptable, and having a detailed resume is the important part. And of course, having the right details in your resume. So I would recommend that you be as detailed in your resume as possible. And then when you generate that resume, if it's longer than 2 pages, the system will tell you that. And then, so once you've got all of your information there that you know you need, then you can edit out all the stuff that you think might be unnecessary.
Okay. All right. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. That explains why we went from 11 pages to 2.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like the next hand up is Sarah Tresca.
I have 2 questions. First, so do you have an example of a resume? And then also when you make the USA Jobs resume, it's taking information directly from your profile, or does it give you prompts that you then type in your own answers? Like, how do you kind of change things and add things if it's doing it for you?
Would it benefit the group if I pulled up my profile?
Oh,
Yes,
does it have
please.
any
Yeah.
personal information though? PPI?
I can skip back past my address and
Okay, yeah, that would be better. As long as we don't see PPI, it would be okay. Thank you.
right. Let me slap mine up here for a second. Logging in, logging in.
And just while you're doing that, just so you know, everyone on the call, majority of the folks on the call are in PLC programs.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
they won't be receiving the traditional evaluation, but they do receive a letter of like a accomplishment letter in lieu of a formal evaluation. So I don't know if you wanted to speak to that as well.
I think you would be able to upload that in lieu of your EPAB if you don't have a formal evaluation. If you have an evaluation, especially if it's a favor one, that's something you can definitely share with your potential employers for them to evaluate. Okay, Katrina has your hand up.
Yeah, I just have a question about how AI is involved in the review and hiring process.
It is not currently.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you.
There is a person reviewing each and every application at this time. Okay, I'm going to skip past the top of my resume that has my address and phone number, and I'm going to skip down to my work experience here. I'll share. Okay. All right, so here is my USA Jobs account, right? And so I have all of my work experience in here, and you have 5,000 characters worth of information that you can add in there about your work experience. And my experience goes back all the way to my admin days working at Fort Bragg's military morale, welfare, and recreation center for students, okay? So it goes back quite a ways, but that's going to be more than 2 pages worth of experience. So, okay, so I've got all of my work experience here that goes back way more than 2 pages, right? And then when I go over to my resume and documents, and I say, build a resume. I've got my work experience in there. Now I'm going to build a resume. So it's pulling all of the information from my profile work experience section to generate this resume. Complete and preview. Bam, there's my resume. Oh, and it says your resume is over 2 pages. So before you can add it to your profile, I'm going to have to edit it down to 2 pages. All right. So that's how that's going to work. And then I want to make sure the recruiters can see my profile and my resume. If you have supporting documents, your transcripts for your education, any sort of supporting documents for like veterans or things like that, you can only see your resume in the review, okay? So recruiters can just see your profile, your basic information, and your resume, okay? Okay, so it's letting me know that it's more than 2 pages, so that I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit it. Okay, so I have a couple of different resumes in here. This one is the one that I want to be active. What's today? The 5th. So this is the one that it just generated, and it's too long. Okay, but this one is just right. I've edited it down to the 2 pages so that I have all the information that I need for my information. And there's my college information, if anybody cares. I'm a Sun Devil, hey. Okay, I think that was Sarah that asked that question about building your resume. Did that help at all?
Yes, that was very helpful. And when you edit, do you delete things, or does it delete things for you based on what you select?
Okay, so when I generated that resume, and it's now let's say 5 pages. I'm going to go back and edit in the resume builder. Okay. It's
Okay, not the PDF.
It's not deleting everything from my profile section. It's only deleting from that document. Okay. And so that profile section with all of my work experience, that's going to be like the motherboard. I'm that old. I'm going to use the term motherboard for all of the information. Okay. And then let's say I want to edit my current information. Let's say I took on a new responsibility in this job and I want to go back and edit my resume and add that to be a better candidate for the next job I'm applying to. I'm going to go back to the profile, add the information there, generate a fresh one, and edit it down.
Okay, so everything's from the profile and that will pull whatever you need to tailor to the job that you're applying for.
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much. That was helpful.
Yeah. And while I'm in here, I'm deleting all those other copies. I did a couple of other demonstrations recently, so it generated some fresh ones, but I want to keep that nice one in there. Okay.
Actually, I have one more question. Is that okay? So because you can only have one resume visible at a time, how do you generate more than one if you're applying to multiple jobs? Can they only see that one that you tailored to job A and not B?
Okay, so if I'm actually applying to a position, then the resume that I have in there right now is the one that I can attach. If I'm going to apply to a job with different qualifications, let's say I needed that admin experience for an executive administration job that I wanted to apply to, that might be the position that I'd want to have on there. So I'm going to go back to my profile or back to the resume builder, generate a fresh one that has all of it on there. And maybe I'm going to edit out some of the other jobs that I have so that it's now down to 2 pages and it has more of the administrative experience that they're looking for. Okay, so that's the one I'm going to attach to that application.
Okay, all right, thank you.
As far as having one available at a time, there's only one of them that can be searchable at a time. So right now I'm working in an outreach position, and that's the one that I have in there that can be searched by anybody in the system who's a recruiter. Now, if I wanted to have my admin resume as the one that's searchable, I can make that one searchable instead, but only one of them can be searchable at a time.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, that's on the recruiter side, but your application side, you can use whichever one you want.
Jennifer, could you share, if they're searching for a particular, like a PLC authority, how do they look for different authorities that they are qualified for in USA Jobs? Also, I was wondering if the cover letter is of value.
Okay, let me answer your second question first. The cover letter is of value to the hiring manager. As an HR specialist that's going to review your qualification, I'm only going to be looking at your resume and your supporting documents. I'm not necessarily going to take a look at that cover letter. It's going to be applicable once your name gets on that best qualified list and you're referred to the hiring manager. That's who's going to look at it. They're going to read your cover letter and say, ooh, they really have a passion for this position. They have a great, enthusiasm for this topic. I think they would be a great asset and a fresh breath air to our team. Okay. And
understand. The PLC only applies to the National Park, so it doesn't apply to every other agency.
PLC applies to all the DOI and foresters.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying for all the DI, sometimes if you're looking out on USA Jobs and you're looking for, it doesn't have a drop down for PLC. So only thing you're gonna really see up on the USA Jobs is like recent grad students and things of that nature. So PLC is only a DOI functionality.
Okay, so if they're applying for positions in DOI, will they be able to search USA Jobs for PLC position eligible positions or?
Well, what will happen is it'll be it'll be highlighted in who can apply. And if it's a POC type, if a POC is applicable to that position, then they'll be able to see it in the space where it say who can apply.
If I just want to search USA Jobs just for PLC eligible positions, can I do that?
No.
Oh,
okay. I would recommend that you search doi.usajobs.gov. That is the Department of the Interior's branded page, and it has all of our agencies. Many of the agencies are eligible for PLC criteria. So that would be my best advice. Okay.
Yeah, just for DOI. But if you go outside of DOI, understand, then the game changes.
Yeah, we understand that PLC is public land management agencies. We do know that. Thank you.
Now, what you can see on USA Job where it say, or when it comes to lands management, there is a function in USA Job that you can click on, and it asks you how long have you been in a lands management agency. I think it's between 12 and 24 months. I had to look at it, but that function is available.
Right. So this is the Department of the Interior's branded page. And so you can see right now, there are 21 public land jobs available for you to apply to. This is competitive service. Okay, so it looks like USA Jobs has done another update and they have different icons on here now, but you learned something today, right? This one says it's internal to an agency. So if you don't currently work for the Bureau of Land Management and or the Department of the Interior, can you apply?
No.
Maybe not. So you want to keep a lookout. This one's open to the public. And let me see if there are any hiring paths in here. Who can apply? I'm going to filter on students, recent graduates. Wah, wah. Here, let me take this off. Let me search again. Ooh, maybe not. No jobs found right now. But if this is one of your hiring paths, you'll create that in your profile. And when you log into your account, you'll be directed to postings that you're eligible to apply to. Okay, Ms. Smith, you have a question?
Yes, thank you. Other than the QR code given, is there a way for students to be in contact with recruiters?
Mr. Trevino, would you like to answer that?
There are other ways that we can be in contact. We can Jennifer can maybe can supply our inbox. Do we have this set up yet, Jennifer?
I provided the QR code at the end of the presentation. And
we will get a copy. Will we get a copy of that, Jennifer, to share? Or if you can just share the QR code, we can make sure that they get that.
Yeah, share the QR code. So when you click on the QR code, it's going to directly send an email to our inbox for us to be able to contact you.
And just so I understand, that's the only way, right? The QR code is the only way that we can get in contact with recruiters.
No, this is us. This is us. And we are the Department of the Interior recruitment specialists. So if you follow that QR code, it asks you a couple of questions about the event today. My name's Jennifer Hagenston. So you can select my name as the presenter that taught you about DOI today. And then answer those few questions and you'll be connected. So that's with us. And trust me, we'll keep in touch. You'll be getting newsletters, new job announcements coming open. Oh, there's a new internship opportunity available or something like that. Any other questions? Thank you for your questions. I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes if anybody has one. Katrina?
When you mentioned that,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when you mentioned that there's some jobs that you can only apply to if you're already internal, you already work there. Is that also true if you're in an internship? For example, one that's like through AmeriCorps, but you're working with DOI?
If you are a participant in AmeriCorps Vista, I believe that is one of its own special hiring authorities. And so your name should be going into a talent pool for a selection.
Okay, good to know. I'm just like, I'm working with the National Park Service through Scientists in the Parks. And so I'm just wondering if that would qualify me for I could look in USA Jobs at that like bullseye for the internal, and that would apply to me if it was like a national park job, for example, even though I'm not technically hired through National Park, it's through Conservation Legacy.
Right, right. So your participation in that program allows you certain hiring authorities. Okay, and that section of the USA Jobs website for students. I just want to reiterate to everybody today, USA Jobs has so much helpful information. Every question has a link. There are help centers around every corner, and there's so much really great information, and they tend to break it down really well. Okay, so you can usually just search on your question, and you'll be linked with all kinds of really great information to help answer those very specific questions. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Jennifer, you have a question about how do multiple location job postings work? I don't know if that was addressed.
Already answered, Frank.
Ernestine, okay.
Yeah,
you answered it in the chat. I don't know why I can't see the chat rooms. So thank you for bringing that question up. Oh, someone named Ren has a question.
Hi, yeah, it's me. I was wondering if there's a difference between like the notification of passing the minimum qualifications and then not making the referral list, and like if you have any suggestions for like, okay, technically all of the questions that you had, the 3 questions, you're like, okay, answer those. Technically the answer is yes, but there's just a step in between that you're not passing. Any suggestions for that?
Right. So some positions do what they call categorizing. So, and that'll be spelled out in the how to apply section, and it'll let you know that so you might be eligible and not referred. So, and that's possible for a couple of different reasons. It could be that there was someone with a special hiring authority who gets seen first, such as veterans. If veteran preference applies to this announcement, then as a thank you from our country, our government allows veterans to be seen first. So they put veterans ahead of the general public on those open announcements. If for some reason they don't select a veteran, then they would go to the next group, and you would still be qualified for the position and referred. So hang tight on those because they can kind of linger, but keep applying. That definitely sounds like you're doing everything right. Okay. Thank you to everyone for your time. Oh, Ren, you've got another question? Go ahead.
So sorry, I was away from the call for a second, so I don't know if you answered this already, but education requirements are unofficial transcripts from your school allowed?
All days. Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. You're going to, when you build your profile and your resume in your supporting documents, you'll upload a nice, clean, accurate, updated transcript of your resume, and it'll be unofficial transcripts. Now, let's say you have a degree in civil engineering, and that degree is a prerequisite and a requirement for that position that you're applying for. When you are selected for the position, you will be required to submit official transcripts to the HR office for verification of your education, okay? So unofficial in your supporting documents, when you're selected, you'll send them your official documents. And then they'll be in your electronic official personnel file forever. Are there any other questions about the federal application process, building a resume, different hiring paths? I appreciate all these great questions today. What a great audience. I appreciate you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
You have another one here, Marcus, if you want to come off of mute and ask your question.
I got it.
Okay, great. I was just wondering, Jennifer, while we have you, if you could just speak to PLC participants, that process when they're using their PLC certificate to apply for jobs. What do they need to make sure that they include in their package?
Okay, well, let's see what USA Jobs has to say about that. Okay, so if I go to the hiring paths, base facilities and land management agencies, that's different than PLC, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Trevino, would you like to take that question?
So understand that part right there will come from whomever the supervisor is
Hiring
to make
manager.
sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Make
what
sure they
I'm
have
trying to
make sure
get
they
at
have
is,
all the, cause with PLC, that's normally a non-competitive appointment. And
I think what
so
I'm
go ahead.
No, I'm trying to get at what documents. Okay, they need their certificate. They don't have
Resume.
the resume. They don't have a formal evaluation, so that letter of
Right.
accomplishment. And then I understood prior they needed the work log to be included with the certificate. Is that still the case?
That's still the case because that's part of the program where
Okay.
because of the consolidation and because of the consolidation that's going on right now within DOI, they haven't really kind of pinpointed who will be managing those programs as it relates to PLC and those programs like that. So
That's true.
that's
Yeah,
one of the.
They're trying to rebuild the wheel.
Okay, so that's something I just want to make sure that all of these interns that are on the call understand what they need to include so that it's not just your certificate. You need the work log also, as well as your accomplishment letter. So at the end of your internship, you want to make sure that you walk away with if you've completed all the required hours, you have your certificate along with your work log and your letter. Those are the 3 documents you're going to need. Or if you see some opportunity that you really are interested in, it's going to take time for you to get those things if you don't already have them. So just do yourself a favor and make sure that you have your full package before once you depart on your way out the door.
I am pulling up the policy from Department of the Interior.
Well, it's on the national. It's on the national parks of.
Yeah, it's on their websites as well.
And
Yeah.
you can't get a certificate until you are a farmer intern, meaning you have to have completed the internship. We shouldn't be issuing certificates while you're in the internship.
So much information.
Yes.
I have a question if that's okay. So for the accomplishment letter, I won't be receiving my 640 at the end of this, but should I still get a letter here as well as where I'll get the rest of my hours?
Yes, no matter how many hours you complete, you will get an accomplishment letter, and you should have your work log signed off on. So if you're doing, let's say you did only 400 hours this summer, you should get a letter and you should get your work log. And those are documents that if you choose to do an internship the next year, and if you decide you want to go, you can. I was going to mention if you wanted to go to Fish and Wildlife Service to do your internship, you're going to share that you have done an internship with the National Park Service the year before. Here's, I have a work log and an accomplishment letter, and you want to share that with the partner organization during your vetting process. So, yes.
Thank you, Ernestine. Was there another question? Someone else had their hand raised? Maybe they had a similar question. Okay, we're at the top of the hour.
Sarah asked about the work log. The work log is a document at the end of the day. It's your resource, but you should have a copy. We usually share with your site mentor as well as the partnering organization. So if you lose it for some reason, you can always reach back out to your partner who would also have a copy.
Thank you. So they're the one creating it and then sharing it with us at the end?
Well, the work logs you're creating, because the work logs are you documenting what you do on a daily basis. If it's reoccurring work, it may be something that at the end of the week, you can just document a description of what you've accomplished, the location, how many hours. And if you don't have a work log, we can make sure you get one. You can reach out to your contact. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, Ernestine. This is Sam. I don't have the raise hand feature, so I apologize for jumping in. I wanted to ask, I was looking on your youth programs SharePoint, and I've been trying to help answer PLC questions for our community volunteer ambassador participants to make sure that they're documenting everything correctly, because they've been seeing some delays in getting their PLC certificates issued because they haven't understood the requirements. And so in the spirit of trying to share clear information and templates with them, I wanted to ask, so I didn't go on a big hunt on the SharePoint, are those templates and the clear instructions available on that SharePoint site that you have in your email signature?
Yes.
Okay, great. Maybe you could drop that link for folks and tell them where on that site they can find those. I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, so for those of you that have access to, if you have an NPS.gov email, partner email, you want to go to the PLC site, and I will link that for you in a second.
Perfect. Thanks, Ernie.
Sure. One moment. Oh no. For whatever reason, it didn't come over as a link.
Awesome. And Jennifer, is it? Thank you for being here. Are you are DOI HR then?
Yes, we are all DOI HR.
Yes, I understand that. Just confirming. Okay, I wasn't sure where you
I don't know if you were. Yeah, I don't know if you know where I was.
Where were you?
What
is that? I can't quite see.
This is from the Bureau of Reclamation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. I manage our volunteer program and the CBA program.
Okay.
And anyway, I'm just curious, would love to connect with you at some point. We're looking into like the actual policy requirements of PLC and thinking about, the process and the requirements just to make sure everyone and all the agencies are aligned. So Ernestine and I are going to talk more about that to provide some feedback.
I will.
So, yeah.
Okay.
The department is working on that now. They have to first assign who's going to be responsible, but they're working on that, and I think they're going to inform us, from what I've been told, who that person will be. And once they identify who that person will be, then we'll have the opportunity to chat with them. But I think they have a whole listing of things that that are different. I just want to say, for whatever reason, the link didn't transfer. I mean, at least for me, it didn't. I don't see that it.
I had it up. I'll see if I can drop it. It might be a weird setting thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Sharina. Thank you, Environments for the Americas, too, for hosting.
You're more than welcome.
Everyone, appreciate you, Jennifer.
Thank you for your time and your attention. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Great.